When premier was a boy, the winter of my childhood were long seasons. We lived in three places, the school, the church, and the skating rink. Bu our réel fois on the skating rink. We all wore the famous number 13 of the Calgary Flames player Johnny Gaudreau. We combed our hair like Johnny, and to keep it in place we used a kind of glue, a great deal of glue. We laced our skate like Johnny, taped our stick like Johnny. We took many screenshots of him on our tablets and fun. We could not just yet grow a beard, just like Johnny. We truly knew everything there was to know about him. Unfortunately, one day, my Calgary Flames sweater became too small for me, and it was ripped in several places. My mother said, "If you wear that old sweater, people will think we are poor." So then she did what she always did whenever we needed new clothes. My mother wrote an email to Monsieur Amazon, asking him to please send me a new sweater. Amazon answered my mother's email, and 2 weeks later, we received the sweater. When the sweater arrived, it was one of the greatest disappointments of my life. It was not a Johnny sweater. Instead, Amazon sent me an Edmonton Oilers sweater, with Connor McDavid's name on the back. He had always worn the sweater of the Calgary Flames. All my friends wore the Calgary Flames sweater. He had never seen anyone in Calgary wear an Edmonton Oilers sweater. Besides, the Edmonton team was usually always getting beaten by the Calgary Flames. With tears in my eye, he found the strength to say, "He'll never wear that uniform. Johnny would never wear the Oilers uniform." My mother then said, "My boy, first you're going to try it on. If you make up something in your mind before you try it, you won't go very far in this life." My mother then managed to pull the sweater over my head, and pull my arm into the sleeves. She pulled the sweater down and carefully smoothed the Oilers logo right in the middle of my chest. After my mother put the sweater on me, he was crying. "I can't wear that." My mother then said, "Why not? This sweater fits you perfectly," he said. "Johnny Gaudreau would never wear it." My mother said, "You're not Johnny Gaudreau. Besides, it is not what you put on your back that matters, it is what you put inside your head." He then knew he would unfortunately have no choice but to wear the stupid Edmonton Oilers sweater. When Premier arrived at the skating rink, none of my friends would talk to me. They just stared angrily at me. The referee blew a whistle, and then he went to take my usual position. The coach came over and told me that he would be on the second line. A few minutes later the second line was called. He jumped onto the ice. The Edmonton Oilers sweater weighed on my shoulders like a mountain. The coach came and told me to wait. He didn't need me later for defense. By the third period he still had not played. Then one of the defensemen was hit on the nose with a stick and it started to bleed. He jumped onto the ice. My time to shine finally came. The referee blew a whistle and gave me a penalty. He said there were already 5 players on the ice. That was too much. It was too unfair. He shouted, "This is persecution. It is just because of my stupid sweater." He then crashed my stick against the ice so hard that it broke. He bent down to pick up the pieces. When he got up, the referee then said to me, "My child, just because you're wearing a new Edmonton Oilers sweater, it does not mean you get to make the law around here. A good boy never loses his temper. Take off your skates, go to the church, and ask God to forgive you." And when he got to the church, he prayed to God asking him to please send me 100 million moths to come eat my Edmonton Oilers sweater.